Call tonight's council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Council members Brown.
Here.
Costello.
Here.
Jamison.
Here.
Knutson.
Here.
Litz. Staggers.
Present.
Anderson.
Here.
Benninga.
Here.
We have a quorum present. Tonight will be led in invocation by retired Pastor Grant Walsh from Seventh-day Adventist Church in Sioux Falls. After the invocation, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. I ask everyone to please rise.
Our Father in heaven, we are thankful that you are our God, a God of love, that you take special interest in each of our lives. We pray for wisdom and understanding for each man and each woman of this council as they plan and work to keep our good city and make it better. Thank you for the police and the fire departments, and we pray for their protection as they protect us and our city. May all thought and discussion here tonight be in accordance with your will and for your honor. We pray in your Son's name and for his sake. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I so move, Knutson.
Knut moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Costello, second. Further comments? Seeing none, all in favor of the consent agenda, vote yes. Those opposed, no.
Council members Brown.
Yes.
Costello.
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Knutson.
Yes.
Litz.
Yes.
Staggers.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Benninga.
Yes. We're going to backtrack here for a minute. I had a proclamation I should have done right after that, so that was my fault. So we'll cover that right now. That we will be honoring this month, and so I'd ask Pam Breidenbach, Meredith Larson, Kent Metzger, Lynette Olson, and Darla Erb, and Mike Roth to please come up, if you would. The proclamation reads, whereas in 1928, the United States Department of Commerce developed what is known as the Standard City Planning Enabling Act. Whereas in 1949, the South Dakota State Legislature passed a City Planning Enabling Act similar to the Standard Act, which gave the City Commission power to control and subdivide land within the corporate limits and within 3 miles thereof. Whereas on April 15, 1958, a referendum election was held to place the city under the provisions of the Legislative Enabling Act of 1949. This referendum passed with a majority vote of 7,781 to 7,612. Whereas on August 20th, 1959, the Sioux Falls City Commission adopted a city ordinance establishing a 9-member commission known as the Sioux Falls City Planning Commission. Whereas the Sioux Falls City Planning Commission was established for the purpose of promoting the health, safety, and general welfare of the municipality, and to carry out a general municipal plan of development, such plan to be referred as the Comprehensive Plan. Whereas the City of Sioux Falls Planning Commission serves as an advisory board to the City Council, it is a function and duty of the Planning Commission to make and adopt a master plan for the physical development of the municipality, and it's the responsibility of the Planning Commission to consider and make recommendations on land use and zoning matters. Whereas during the past 50 years, the City Planning Commission has responsibly planned for a growing city of approximately 65,466 persons and the measuring 17 square miles in the size in 1959 to 54,900 persons and 73 square miles today. Now, therefore, I, Dave Munson, Mayor of the City of Sioux Falls, do hereby proclaim and recognize the 50th year anniversary of the Sioux Falls Planning Commission and the civic dedication and volunteer efforts of all Sioux Falls City Planning Commissioners who have served the citizens of Sioux Falls by proclaiming the month of September 2009 as City Planning Commission Month in Sioux Falls. And congratulations and thank you. Okay, now we get on the right track. So we've got the consent agenda completed. Is there a motion to approve the regular agenda?
So moved. Brown.
Brown moves, second.
Second, Litz.
Litz seconded. Further motions? I see none, so all in favor of approving the regular agenda will vote yes. Those opposed, no.
Councilmembers Brown,
Yes.
Costello.
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Knutson.
Yes.
Litz.
Yes.
Staggers.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Benega.
Yes.
All members present voted. The regular agenda has been approved 8-0. This is the time that we set aside a period of 5 minutes. Anyone wishing to address a council, we just ask that they come up and give their name. They only have to give their name. So anyone wishing to address a council for a period of 5 minutes, we'd ask them to come to the podium at this time. Seeing no one that is coming forward, we will move into the regular agenda with item number 8.
Item number 8 is a 2009 package liquor license for Lewis Drug Incorporated, Lewis Eastgate, to be operated at 1301 East 10th Street. Item 9 is to rescind 2009-2010 packaged malt beverage farm winery license issued to Lewis Drug Incorporated, Lewis Eastgate, 1301 East 10th Street. Item 10 is a new 2009 packaged liquor license for Lewis Drug Incorporated, Lewis Southwest, to be operated at 5500 West 41st Street. Item 11 is to rescind 2009-2010 packaged malt beverage farm winery license issued to Lewis Drug Incorporated, Lewis Southwest, 5500 West 41st Street. Item 12 is a new 2009-2010 packaged malt beverage license for Target Corporation, Target Store T0076, to be operated at 3600 South Louise Avenue. Item 13 is a new 2009-2010 packaged malt beverage license for Target Corporation, Target Store T2540, to be operated at 1021 South Highland Place, pending final inspection per Fire, Health, and Building Services. Item 14 is a new 2009-2010 retail malt beverage license for Boss's Pizza and Chicken LLC, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, to be operated at 2111 South Minnesota Avenue, full-service restaurant, conditional use permit not required. Item 15 is a new 2009 retail wine license for Boss's Pizza and Chicken LLC, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, to be operated at 2111 South Minnesota Avenue, full-service restaurant, conditional use permit not required. Item 16 is a new 2009-2010 retail malt beverage license for Nikki's La Mexicana Incorporated, Nikki's Burrito Express, to be operated at 905 East 8th Street, full-service restaurant, conditional use permit not required. Item 17 is a transfer of a 2009 packaged liquor license from Nikki's La Mexicana Incorporated, Nikki's La Mexicana, 1112 East 10th Street, to Nikki's La Mexicana Incorporated, to be operated at 905 East 8th Street. 18 is a transfer of a 2009-2010 packaged malt beverage license from Melinda D. and Stephen L. Coppin, Park Ridge Phillips 66, 1801 Southwestern Avenue, to Leslie Van Rokel, Park Ridge Convenience Store, to be operated at 1801 Southwestern Avenue, effective September 1st, 2009. Item 19 is a transfer of a 2009 retail wine license from Cynthia Evans, Latitude 44, 201 North Weber Avenue, to Latitude 44 LLC, Latitude 44, to be operated at 201 North Weber Avenue with the conditional use permit 2007-0123 being approved in 2007. Item 20 is a transfer of a 2009-2010 retail malt beverage license from Cynthia Evans, Latitude 44, 201 North Weber Avenue, to Latitude 44 LLC, Latitude 44, to be operated at 201 North Weber Avenue with the conditional use permit 2007-0123 being approved in 2007. Item 21 is a special one-day liquor license request for Washington Pavilion Management Incorporated, Washington Pavilion of Arts and Science, 301 South Main Avenue, on August 28, 2009 for a class reunion, and October 10, 2009 for a wedding reception. Item 22 is a special one-day malt beverage and special one-day wine license for St. Teresa's Parish to be operated at St. Teresa's Parish, 901 North Tahoe Trail on September 18, 2009 for a special event. Item 23 is a special one-day wine license for Senior Citizen Services Incorporated to be operated at the Center for Active Generations, 2300 West 46th Street on October 22, 2009 for a wine tasting event.
Thank you, Tamara. Lori Hogstead with the City Attorney's Office for items 8 through 23. The only item on this group that needs to have final inspections would be for the new Target store on Highline Place. Otherwise, they are all ready to go, and I can certainly answer questions on 8 through 23.
Go ahead.
On number 17, you have the packaged liquor license. Now, you want to explain that to me a little bit more, because the address that it's transferring to, isn't that basically right between our two homeless shelters over there on A Street?
I'm not entirely positive. I guess I haven't driven by it. I know it's on the corner. There used to be a gym in there, I believe, is what she told me. And right now, they do have a restaurant there, and they've had that open for quite a while. And then item 16, they're actually applying for the beer license for their Burrito Express restaurant. And then 17, they're transferring the liquor from East 10th Street over to East 8th Street. I couldn't tell you exactly where it is. Like I said, I haven't been by there.
But that's going to be off sale, correct?
Off sale, yes.
Yeah, I do believe that business is right between our two homeless shelters, right over there too on A Street. I've got an issue with that one right there. Thank you.
Further comments? Anyone else that wishes to address the council for items 8 through 23?
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
first of all, question, do you want me to pull those out separately? I was going to have,
I was going to
Which
request
numbers
that
were
we
that?
pull that one out and vote on that one separately.
Which one's that?
Or that would be number 17.
I would move that we approve items 8 through 16 and 18 through 22, because Gerald needs to
Right,
be...
okay, so everybody understands motion 8 through 16 and 18 through 22. That's the motion that's, is there a motion to be made for that? Did you make that motion?
Yes.
Okay, the motion been made. Is there a second? Let's second it. So the motion before us has been made and seconded is to approve items 11 through 16 and then 18 through 22. All in favor of that motion?
Actually, Mr. Mayor, 8 through 16.
8 through 16, then 18 through 22.
Yes.
Right. So all in favor of that motion, vote yes. Those opposed, no.
Councilmembers Brown,
Yes.
Costello.
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Knutson.
Yes.
Litz.
Yes.
Staggers.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Benega.
Yes. All members present have voted. Items 11 through 16 and 18 through 22 have been approved 8-0. Now we're at item number 17.
I'm going to ask if we can defer this to allow the business owner to come in and talk to us about this,
And we'd like to defer it to the,
unless they are here. I didn't know if they were here or not.
Nope, I don't see them.
so you want a motion is to defer that until September. We got a meeting in
The
8th.
8th would
We got
be
one
the
the
first.
8th. You want to move it to the 8th?
Yes, please.
Okay, the motion is, you made the motion, right?
Yes.
Anderson made the motion to defer item 17 to September 8th. Is that motion been seconded?
Second, let's.
Let's second it. Further comments on motion to defer item 17 to September 8th? Not all in favor of that motion, vote yes. Those opposed, no.
Councilmembers Brown,
Yes.
Costello.
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Knutson.
No.
Litz.
Yes.
Staggers.
No.
Anderson.
Yes.
Benega.
Yes. That item has been deferred to September 8th. Now, we will move to item 23, and it will be noted that Council Member Benega will be excused from item number 23. So
I make a motion to approve item number 23, Knutson.
Knutson made the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second, Brown.
Brown seconds. Further comments on that motion? Seeing none? 23. So we got item 23, so the motion been made and seconded. All in favor of that motion to approve will vote yes. Those opposed will no.
Councilmembers Brown?
Yes.
Costello?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
Knutson?
Yes.
Litz?
Yes.
Staggers?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
All members present voted. Item 23 has been approved, 7 yes, 1 excused. Let's go to item 24.
Item 24 is a first reading, an ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, amending the revised ordinances of the city by increasing charges for waiting time for taxi cabs.
Mike Cooper, Planning and Building Services. Recently, the City Council was asked by 2 of the taxi cab companies to amend the cab fare rates. And during the discussion about that ordinance, we had talked about amending the charges for waiting time from 35 cents to 40 cents a minute. And that request was inadvertently left out of the ordinance. So tonight, we're introducing an amendment to that ordinance that would change the charges for the waiting time based on our previous discussion from 35 cents to 40 cents per minute.
Questions of Mike on item number 24? Others that wish to address the council on item number 24? Is there a motion?
Just the first reading.
Oh, that's right, you're right, excuse me, there we go. So we don't need to do anything with that tonight, we can do it next week. So let's go 25.
Item 25 is first reading, an ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, providing supplemental appropriations.
Jill Franken, Assistant Health Director. The first portion of this ordinance is related to American Recovery and Reinvestment Act dollars that were applied to the Community Health Center, the Sioux Falls Health Department. And this was awarded to us in July, and we have received notice of grant award on this, and this will allow us the ability to spend this money that we have been provided through the feds. And this breakdown of this includes lab, medical supplies, dental supplies, or equipment, I should say, as well as electronic medical hardware to go along with our new EMR that we have put in place. And in addition to that, it's also allowing us to purchase some portable dental equipment that will allow us to do some dental work in the schools as well as the homeless shelters, providing exams, screenings, fluoride varnishes, things of that nature that are badly needed in the community. It also allows us to purchase a van that will be used to transport equipment as well as transport patients and staff to and from our various sites that we are now working out of. And lastly, it also provides for some infrastructure, some remodel of existing spaces, knowing that many community health centers across the country are badly in need of a facelift in their community health centers. We are choosing, because we don't have as much facelift needs, we are looking at finishing out a few spaces, however. We have some shelf space in our main site that needs to be finished out, and we will be making an additional patient care area in that small shelf space, as well as adding some medical record storage space for our hard copy medical records to be filed as we work them down the process and pull them off the shelves and get them put into storage. We also are doing a remodel of our Hawthorne Elementary space at that school. It is right now a sort of a fixed-up classroom, and so it will be remodeled to be more of a suit the needs of a medical clinic. And then lastly, Terry Redland Elementary School also, we are working out in that school starting this fall, and that will provide for a small addition of about 1,600 square feet to be able to provide medical services in that school as well.
Questions, go ahead.
Yes, Jill, the $498,700 in sales use tax fund, that's additional money that you want for this budget? Or are you using some other money in your budget?
No, that's all additional money.
Additional. Also, Hawthorne Elementary and Terry Redland, do we have other schools where we have a like presence where we're taking over part of a facility and
No.
remodeling it?
No.
So these are going to be the only two?
These are the only schools in this plan, correct.
Okay. And other plans, are there any other schools?
Where we'd be doing any remodeling? No.
Okay. The dental program for the schools, how many schools do we go to?
Hawthorne and Terry Redland
And that's
this
it?
time.
Okay.
Correct. We do some screenings in some other schools that we may, we have a cooperative effort to do dental screenings in the title schools of Sioux Falls, but every year that changes depending on what the schools, how we partner. We're really focusing our efforts to provide a more full service in those two schools, particularly Hawthorne and Terry Redland. But that dental equipment is portable and can be used in many locations. So when we talk about doing fluoride varnishes or talking about doing dental exams for our homeless in some of our outreach sites, those types of activities, we'll be using it for that as well.
Do you know how many children at Hawthorne we would probably be giving these services to, and also Terry Redland?
We look to, we're looking at, I think we based it on about 450 visits that we would be able to see at Terry Redland this next year. And we're hoping to be able to have about 600 visits at Hawthorne Elementary this year.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Go ahead.
Just as a comment for Councilor Staggers, I had the same or similar questions that I asked Director Rowenhorst earlier, and he said that it was all 100% federal stimulus money and it just flows through the general sales tax fund.
No, that doesn't, I mean,
Yeah, no, that's-
it doesn't sound right that we would have such a thing going through the sales use tax fund. That doesn't even make
I've
sense.
got the email right here. I'd be happy
No,
to read it to you.
I'm sure.
That's the way
you're
it flows. That's the way it flows.
So it's stimulus money.
Yeah. Other
Well,
questions?
then, if I could just ask one other question, then, why isn't? Okay. Okay, so the 409 is 498,700, which is actually the federal stimulus money.
Well,
And then the general, I'm not sure. Then the general fund's 131,280.
But that's all stimulus money.
Okay, so then why do we have a differentiation here if all this is stimulus money?
There's one amount that's capital. It's over $7,500 in equipment or the capital building that we have in there versus anything that's under $7,500 that would go into our general operating for equipment and supplies.
Jeanette, we'll just, go ahead, Jeanette.
Hello, Janelle Zer, Finance Department. I guess the best way to explain it is Councilor Costello is correct. The $629,000 is the total amount, all which is funded by the federal stimulus money. We just have to split it up into the funds. General fund portion is the operating portion of the stimulus money. The sales tax portion is the capital portion. So we're just funding it, just like the regular budget is split between the sales tax fund and the general fund.
Yeah, but in the regular budget, if we have any federal money, we save federal money.
It
We
does
don't
say that on the ordinance.
It says at the bottom of the
Yeah,
ordinance, it says
right
federal
below the-
stimulus grant.
No, but I mean, in our budget, for example, the railroad funding, it says, the funds, it's federal funding. It doesn't say sales tax fund or anything.
There are federal funds that we run through the sales tax fund as well.
So,
The sales tax fund is made up more than just the tax. Other funding sources run through the fund as well. So I think that's where the confusion is coming in. The
Yeah.
fund is just a holding place for different sources of money that have to do with capital projects. Does that make sense?
it makes sense, but it is confusing.
It is, and the general fund is the same way. The general fund isn't, the only source in the general fund isn't the taxes. There's other items that are sources within the general fund as well. It's just the fund is what holds it, so.
Okay, further questions? Thanks, Janelle.
Yep.
Okay, next.
Item 26 is the
Wait,
first.
we got Mark's got to go. The engineering. I'm sorry.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. The second item is the engineering item, which is to appropriate the sales and use tax of an estimated $3 million and the arterial street plating fee of $300,000. We have worked with finance to make these estimates that would take us through the end of the year. As you know, that the arterial street project that we manage is a fairly lengthy project when you take a project from concept all the way through construction. Very soon we'll be bringing our fall list of recommended projects forward. These additional funds allow us to initiate activities on those projects.
Questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, Mark, this is going to be a supplemental appropriation here, and Why do we, having this as a supplemental, why didn't we have it in the original budget?
Because when it was passed last September, that was by the time that the budgets went through their cycle for the 2009 year, it wasn't in there because it was so far late in the year. And as you know, we start planning the budgets in February. In August, you're sitting through all the formal budget presentations, and so we always intended on bringing this later, and probably one of the primary purposes was to actually have a good estimate for you for the first year, and so that's why we're bringing it late this year.
Okay, thank you. Other questions? Okay, let's go with Mike.
Okay, the third part of this is to appropriate $25,000 of tax increment financing. And this is in conjunction with the Minnesota Center Development Project at 9th and Minnesota Avenue, which is tax increment district number 7. And we identified a number of eligible expenses that the developer would be reimbursed for. So this is the beginning of that process. The first years of increment are going to be very low because the developer is also utilizing the property tax reduction program.
Questions of Mike on the tax increment financing? Go ahead.
Not a question, but I just realized, like, when we get ready to vote on that, I guess I can take care of it then, but I can't vote on that third issue for financial reasons because I'm an investor in that building.
Okay, next week we can break them out.
Yeah, so just help me remember.
We'll break them out next week, okay. Or 3 weeks from now. September 8th when we have it. 26th.
Item 26 is a first reading and ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, amending Chapter 39 of the revised ordinances of the city, setting forth the procedure for reduced taxation submittal.
Staff would like to request that this item be withdrawn at this time. We are still working on some language modifications with the counties on some internal processes as far as this property tax reduction program.
Be noted that item 26 has been withdrawn. Item 27.
Item 27 is a first reading and ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, rezoning property at 3500 West 59th Street from the O Office District to the 57th Street East Plan Development District, petition number 2009-0326, and amending the official zoning map of the City of Sioux Falls. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
This property consists of approximately 1 acre of developed land, and it's located just directly north of Vernite Auto Sales. The petitioner is Bruce Eide. They have acquired this property, which was formerly known as the Lady Wellness Facility, and they are proposing to incorporate this building and property into their car sales operation along with display of vehicles.
Questions on 27? Let's go 28.
Item 28 is a first reading and ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, rezoning property at 6701 West 12th Street from the MH Manufactured Home District to the C2 General Commercial District, petition number 2009-0703, and amending the official zoning map of the City of Sioux Falls. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
This property is owned by Bill Hinks. It's about 1.25 acres of vacant land on West 12th Street, the south side, east of Skunk Creek. This property was used at one time in conjunction with manufactured housing sales and display, and now he is proposing to develop this into future commercial uses.
Questions at 28? Let's go 29.
Item 29 is a first reading and ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, rezoning property at 6600 West 12th Street, 616 West 12th Street, and 322 South Duluth Avenue from the RA2 Residential District and the O Office District to the Pettigrew Heights Plan Development District, petition number 2009-0707, and amending the official zoning map of the City of Sioux Falls. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
This is a proposal by the Volunteers of America to develop a 3-phase project within this Plan Development District. On the west side, which is currently vacant along Summit Avenue, will be developed an apartment, 37-unit apartment building for women with children. To the east of that is an existing office building that they are going to continue to utilize for their administrative purposes. And then on the east side of Duluth is an existing vacated or abandoned apartment building that will be removed and converted into parking to support both the office and the apartment project. We have been working with them They have also been a participant in our Pettigrew Heights neighborhood meetings. This project is being supported by the neighborhood and is going to provide some new investment and development within this neighborhood conservation area.
Questions of Mike on 29? Let's go to 30.
I would just mention, sorry, Mayor, that we will be asking at second reading to amend the address. We have an error in that it should be 600 West 12th Street, so we'll be asking for an amendment at second reading.
Okay. Let's go to 30.
Item 30 is a first reading and ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a major amendment, petition number 2009-0314 to Chapter 15.45.070, Plan Development Districts at East 18th Street and South Dakota Highway 11, amending the Dolly Farm Village Plan Development District sub-area regulations. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
This is part of the Dolly Farm Village Plan Development District, and this particular request is along the 18th Street entrance off of South Dakota Highway 11. It's still called Powderhouse Road. When we originally worked with the developers on establishing what we call the sub-area boundaries, the entrance off of 18th Street to the south was going to be office, and to the north was going to be part of their retail commercial uses. One of the requests of the amendment is to expand the boundaries of sub-area E and allow commercial uses as well as office uses. The second amendment would be to modify the boundaries of sub-area B, which maybe Steve can outline for you. The circle that he drew on the bottom is the amendment to sub-area E, and we'll be expanding that by just over 1 acre in size and adding commercial uses. And then sub-area B, if you can circle that one, if we can find it, which allows office and institutional uses. We're expanding that by about 1.6 acres and decreasing the amount of detention area by 1.6 acres. We did have some public input, although they weren't present at the Planning Commission. We had some written input from some of the property owners in Split Rock Heights who had concerns about the expansion of the commercial uses. So we expect that there might be some public input at the City Council second reading.
Questions of Mike on item number 30? Let's go 31. Okay, Joe.
Mike, just a quick question. If you're reducing the detention pond and increasing the commercial acreage, is that going to cause any issues with drainage?
No, the original boundaries of the detention was based on preliminary engineering, and now that they have more final engineering, they've determined that they can get by with a smaller acreage.
Okay.
Further questions? Let's go to 31.
Item 31 is a first reading and ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a major amendment, petition number 2009-0617, to Chapter 15.45.070 Plan Development Districts at the southeast corner of West 69th Street and South Tallgrass Avenue, amending the Bentwood Place Plan Development District sub-area regulations. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
Okay, we don't have this one on the overhead. This property is located south of West 69th Street and east of Tallgrass Avenue. The entire development is about 190 acres. And in working with the developer, since the proposed Sanford Research Park has been approved on the west side of Tallgrass, they came back and looked at some modifications to their land use plan. The City Council has previously approved land use amendments, and now they're coming forth with the zoning changes. Essentially what they're going to be doing is decreasing the acreages of single-family and increasing the same amount of acres into multifamily, office, and commercial. So there's about a 24-acre reduction in single-family, and there'll be an increase of 16 acres of multifamily, 9 acres of office, and 1 acre increase in commercial, and also a decrease in recreation conservation of about 2 acres. During the land use amendment hearings, staff was asked if the developer, if there's going to be a park, and then second of all, if the city will be purchasing any of this development land. There will not be any actual parkland. It will be all drainage detention area, and the city will not be purchasing any of that property.
Questions of Mike on item number 32? Go ahead.
So, Mike, is there, on the corner of 69th and Tallgrass, is the city sewer down to that point yet and headed south on Tallgrass?
I have to get out my map. Down along Tallgrass?
Yes, down 69th Street. I don't know how far it goes down 69th Street.
I don't believe it's been extended down there yet, because that will be done in conjunction with the improvements to Tallgrass Avenue.
And the Solberg overpass? would
Yes.
that be okay, very good. Thank you, Mike.
Other questions? Now, is there a motion to set the hearing date for September 8th for items 24 through 31?
I so move. Knutson.
Knutson moves. Is there a second?
Second, let's,
Point of order. Did you exclude 26? Was it withdrawn?
That's been withdrawn. So that's out. So, would you second it?
Second.
Okay, we got a motion made by Knutson, second by Costello, to approve items 24 through 31, and as 26 has been withdrawn. So, to set the hearing date for September 8th, all in favor of that motion? Vote yes. Those opposed, no.
Councilmembers Brown,
Yes.
Costello,
Yes.
Jamison,
Yes.
Knutson,
Yes.
Litz,
yes.
Staggers,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Benninga.
Yes.
All members present have voted. The hearing date has been set for September 8th for items 24 through 31, with 26 withdrawn, 8-0. Item 32.
Item 32 is a resolution declaring it necessary to levy and levying a frontage assessment against the lots, tracts, and parcels of land fronting and abutting upon 21st Street from Phillips Avenue to 7th Avenue in the City of Sioux Falls for the purpose of maintaining, planting, and otherwise improving and caring for the center parkways and boulevard thereon.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. Don Kearney with Parks and Recreation. This resolution would levy assessments on those properties abutting and fronting 21st Street from Phillips Avenue to 7th Avenue. This assessment first began at the request of the adjacent property owners back in 1915. The current assessment rate is 85 cents per front foot between Phillips Avenue and 7th. It affects 53 property owners. The average assessment is $62 per year. And the purpose of the assessment is to offset the additional costs to maintain the medians at a higher level than what we'd normally provide on this type of residential median. So with that, I'm glad to answer any questions.
Questions?
Yeah, Tom, we're getting more landscape medians. 26th Street, it's a big landscaped area. 57th Street's landscaped. Are we going to start assessing those adjacent property owners?
The other streets that you mentioned there are arterial streets, and those are put in as part of the street design itself. I think the difference here is the type of residential street that we have now, and where we typically wouldn't put in a median of that type and landscape it to that degree.
Because it looks like, on 26th Street, the landscaping is very extensive, and it's wider than here on 21st Street. I guess really the primary reason we do this is because we've always done this since 1915. And this is, I think, very unfair to these property owners. They don't even own that, central median at all, and they're having to pay for it. Now, in regard to the revenue, I noticed in the budget we're projecting to get $3,304 from those residents. And we're going to be spending on a maintenance contract $4,500. Who do we have the maintenance contract with to do that?
We bid that out, and it varies year to year on who gets that contract.
Okay.
Other questions of item 32? Others that wish to address the council on item number 32? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved, Litz.
Litz moves. Is there a second?
Second, Brown.
Brown seconds. Further comments on the motion to approve?
Well, obviously, I'm going to vote against this. Here we can see the hand of history here in 2009. This began back in 1915, and we've continued this, and I think the primary reason is to generate money, and, hey, we've always done it. Despite the fact that we have new landscape medians, we're not going to have anybody else have a special assessment on that. So I think it's totally unfair that we are assessing these residents this money, and I would encourage my colleagues on the council to, have a sense of justice and fairness here and vote against this.
Further comments?
I think last year we went through the same thing, and I thought I saw you sniffing those flowers on the way home after the council meeting last year at this time, Kermit.
Well, I'll tell you, that is very nice, because I do walk past that practically every day, and it is very, very nice. But, every time I walk past there, I'm wondering, why are these people paying for it? I'm also benefiting from it. And those people who travel on 21st in their cars or walking, they benefit from it. But I don't have to pay for it, but the adjacent property owners, it's just not fair, is it?
Point well taken, Kermit.
Motion been made, seconded, approve item 32. Further comments? Not. All in favor of the motion to approve, vote yes. Those opposed, no.
Councilmembers Brown?
Yes.
Costello?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
Knutson?
Yes.
Litz?
Yes.
Staggers?
No.
Anderson?
Yes.
Benega?
Yes.
All members present voted. Item 32 has been approved, 7 yes and 1 no. Item 33.
Item 33 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement between the City of Sioux Falls and Brandon Valley School District Number 492 for joint use of public facilities.
Dave Fisher, Assistant Director of Parks and Recreation. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. The resolution before you tonight will allow us to enter into an agreement with the City and Brandon Valley School District for the joint usage of public facilities. The body of the agreement lays out in kind of a general framework how we'll share the public facilities. The appendices lists the specific site and contains more detail on exactly how the programming and operations at the site will function. The site we're addressing tonight is the Fred Assam Elementary School site, which is located just north of the intersection of East 10th Street and 6 Mile Road. It's near the developments of Arbor's Edge and Mystic Meadows. To refresh your memory, we've participated with the Brandon Valley School District on the design of the school and also the expansion of the gymnasium that they built to allow an expansion of square footage that would allow us to run our recreation programs at that facility. The school is set to open later this month with our programming to commence in October of 2009. Brandon Valley School District approved the agreement in June. The Park Board recommended approval in July. And with that, I'd be glad to answer any questions about the agreement.
Questions, Dave, on item number 33?
Yeah, Dave, I was looking at this on the internet earlier today. I could not find the details of this. I don't know if anybody else had any problem or not, but I didn't see it.
It should be...
That's also true for item number 34.
You don't have an appendix that's attached to the agreement?
Yeah. No, when I looked earlier today, apparently it's on there. It's working now. No, I just saw it.
Did nobody get the appendix? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
Other questions of Dave on 33? Others that wish to address the council on item number 33?
I think it's wonderful that we can work in unison with other school districts and communities in the area. But I also hope that in the future, the city will take a look at some of the older neighborhoods in the city, like the North End, Axtell Park, Whittier communities, which could all use community centers and do have a high amount of children in that area that would be using those. But I do think this is also a great ideal, and we should move forward with this.
Further comments? Others who wish to address the council? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Benninger.
Benninger moves. Is there a second?
Second, Anderson.
Anderson seconds. Further comments on that motion? I see none. So all in favor, vote yes. Those opposed, no.
Councilmembers Brown?
Yes.
Costello?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
Knutson?
Yes.
Litz?
Yes.
Staggers?
Yes.
Yes.
Anderson? Benega?
Yes.
All members present voted. Item 33 has been approved 8-0. Item 34.
Item 34 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement between the City of Sioux Falls and the South Dakota Department of Game, Fish, and Parks for construction, maintenance, and operation of the Family Park fishing improvements located within the City of Sioux Falls.
This agreement allows the Game, Fish, and Parks Department to develop fishing and water access facilities on property recently donated by the Jim Sokup family, known as Family Park. Specific improvements being planned include a boat ramp, ADA fishing piers, a parking area, pathway connections, signage, and also security lighting. Construction is anticipated in fall of 2009 and completion in the late spring of 2010. The improvements that are made will be owned and maintained by the city, and the Game, Fish, and Parks will provide management of the fisheries and also stocking as necessary. Also here tonight, I should mention, is Todd St. Sauver from the Game, Fish, and Parks Department to answer any questions from the Game, Fish, and Parks standpoint, if there are any.
Questions of Dave on item number 34, Ken?
Dave, is there any other parks in Sioux Falls that get stocked also by the state?
Covell Lake receives some stocking.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions of Dave on item 34? Others that wish to address the...
Dave, I was just curious, maybe it's for him to answer, but what types of fish are going to be in that lake? And will there be an aerator in there as well, or is there enough surface acres that the wind would do that?
I'll let Todd address the specifics on the diversity of fish, but I would say that the Game, Fish, and Parks has done some test netting there for the diversity of the fish that are in there. There's good numbers and there's good diversity, and I'll let Todd comment on the different species that are in there.
By our test netting, currently there's a very good population of northern pike, white bass, largemouth bass, and various species of panfish like bluegills and crappies. It is our intent to stock the pond twice a year in the spring and in the fall with 7,000 catchable rainbow trout reared at our trout hatcheries out in the Black Hills. In addition to the trout, we also intend to maintain the fishery with various species of catfish, white bass, and largemouth bass, and whatever it takes to ensure that the fishery remains a quality experience for all those who use it.
Very good, thank you for that.
Todd, you just want to give your name, please? Just give your name for the record.
Yes.
Anyway.
My name's Todd St. Sauver, Regional Fisheries Manager, Game, Fish, and Parks.
I just want to follow up there on a part of the question that Councilman Litz asked. Is either one of those ponds going to have to be aerated?
No, there's 18 feet of water in the pond, and we believe at this time that will be more than adequate to sustain the fish life in the pond. It's also spring-fed through the aquifer in the Skunk Creek area there, so we believe at this time that there will be no need for aeration.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Would you care to reiterate just a little bit for the public that may be listening on the age limit for where you have to have a fishing license as to where you don't?
Yes, any person 16 years of age or older needs a fishing license.
And is there a fee for that license?
Yes, there is, and it varies. I don't recall what it is off the top of my head, but.
Right. Is there any catch limits that you'd have to return fish to the water if it was under a certain size?
No, we intend to manage the pond to start with under our statewide regulations, which are commonly available in our fishing handbook. There will be no special regulations to begin with on the pond. So.
Sounds exciting. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd. Other questions? Others who wish to address the council on item number 34? Is there a motion to approve?
I move for approval of item number 34, Knutson.
Knutson moves. Is there a second?
Second, Benninga.
Benninga seconds. Further comments on the motion to approve item 34? Seeing none, all in favor of that motion, vote yes. Those opposed, no.
Councilmembers Brown?
Yes.
Costello?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
Knutson?
Yes.
Litz?
Yes.
Staggers?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Benninga?
Yes.
All members present have voted. Item 34 has been approved 8-0. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Benninga.
Benninga moves. Is there a second?
Second, Jamison.
Jameson seconds. All in favor of the motion to adjourn will vote yes. Those opposed, no.
Councilmembers Brown?
Yes.
Costello?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
Knutson?
Yes.
Litz?
Yes.
Staggers?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Bennigan?
Yes.
We stand adjourned.